was out this past weekend. I was driving home and decided to take the scenic route. And I drove by a few lakes, and I actually noticed some fishermen out, people out fishing, and just couldn't wait. So they got out there. Even in the wintertime, I noticed quite a few out ice fishing. But it made me think. I remember back to a time when I was a little girl who absolutely loved fishing. I mean, loved fishing. And it was not unusual for me to wake up at the crack of dawn with my dad on a Saturday or Sunday morning, sit on the curb on the street and wait for him to hitch that boat up to the car, and off we go to some type of lake. And the most exciting part of fishing for me was really casting my line out, sitting out and just really throwing that line out and just imagining what type of catch I would have for the day. And it wouldn't be long before I'd feel that nibble, that first nibble on the line, first apprehensive nibble, and not long after that, it'll be a fully committed bite. And then I would start the artful task of reeling that catch in, just reeling it in. And as I looked at the fishermen this weekend and thought about my own past experience of fishing, I realized that even if you have no experience fishing, we all can relate to the process of fishing, because each and every day, all of us, each and every one of us are casting a line out into this infinite sea of possibility, and what we're pulling back is a direct result of what we cast out there. So I want you guys to know today, when we talk about energy, I want you to know that you are baiting your line each and every day with every single thought you have. Every single thought you have, just imagine you're putting bait on that line and you're throwing it out there to that infinite sea of possibility. And your thoughts and actions it energetically creates whatever your life reflects. I think of it this way. We've all heard the saying, you reap what you sow. Well, I want you guys to start realizing that you catch what you bait. Whatever you're baiting that line in, whatever thoughts you're baiting out there each and every day is what you're going to catch. Thoughts create. I'm going to say that again. Thoughts create. I want you guys to really marinate, focus, meditate, do whatever you need to do on those two words today, because it's so true. Every single thought we have, every single thought that runs through our mind, hundreds of thousands each day, create our reality. But there's good news and there's bad news to that. So the good news is that everything that's occurring in your life at this moment is a result of what you've baited your line with, what you've cast out there into that sea, and what you've reeled back in. The bad news is everything occurring in your life right now is a result of what you've put out there, what you've baited your line with, and what you've cast out there into that infinite sea of possibility. So any type of positive, life-affirming thoughts and actions will result in positive, life-affirming possibilities. Nibbling at your line, and sooner or later, like that little girl I was out there fishing, got you. You get that catch. But whatever you put out there, all those life-affirming, positive actions and thoughts and good-feeling things, it will result in whatever you catch. It would yield that catch. But likewise, the bad news is the sad, the anxious, the anger, the hate-filled thoughts you have cast many lines out there actually result in the same thing. So when you find yourself just in this sea of despair and desperation, unfulfillment, lack, think about what thoughts you're putting out there. But the really good news is that even if you've spent the majority of your life casting out negativity, or really having negative thoughts as your default, even if the majority of your life has been baiting your line with this lack, this bait that produces lack or despair or unfulfillment, you can now make a conscious, deliberate decision to switch your bait and start casting out lines that are going to produce a catch that you desire. It's time to do what they call it, the switch and bait, time for you to just switch that bait you've been putting on that line and start catching what you want. So you have thousands of opportunities each and every day. Each and every day, we all have thousands of opportunity to change our life circumstances. We get a new chance each time we have a new thought to change our life circumstances and change the results of what we're seeing in our lives. So don't worry. I don't want you guys, because people say, how do you do that? It's hard for me to control my thoughts. I don't want you worrying about controlling your thoughts. Controlling your thoughts is not where I want you to be at. What I want you to do is to become aware of your thoughts, because if we try to control our thoughts, which a lot of us have tried to do, it becomes a vicious cycle. So instead, I want you to become aware of your thoughts, consciously aware of your thoughts, because when you become aware of your thoughts and you recognize that it's not a thought that's going to produce what you want to produce in your life, then you can change that thought. You can counter any negative, non-life affirming thoughts with positive, affirming, life-giving thoughts. So counter that, not control, not control. So as you go about your day to day, I want you to ask yourself, what are you baiting your line with? And what will you be reeling in as a result? Easy question. What are you baiting it with, and what will you be reeling in as a thought? So life, I came up with this acronym for life a few years ago, and I like the way it goes. Life, L-I-F-E. To me, it means lessons in forging energy. Lessons in forging energy, because I think life is nothing more than just a big school for all of us to learn how to use energy to our advantage, to learn the power that we all possess in creating our reality. And someone just asked on Periscope, why don't they ever teach this in school? They don't. If we'd known this stuff, think about it. When we were kids, think how much more just fulfilled we would be. But it's not too late. Not too late. We all getting a remedial lesson now. We're going to catch up. We all can catch up. But again, life, lessons in forging energy. Keep this in mind. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. Whatever you put your attention on, you're giving energy, and you're going to produce that as a result. So every time you're casting a thought out into this world, this infinite sea of possibility, know that something is going to catch that represents that thought. So if it's negativity, you're going to be reeling in a lot of negativity. Guppies were the fish when I was a kid we didn't want to catch. So if you're putting a lot of negativity on that bait, you're going to be reeling in a lot of guppies. So you guys, I want you to really understand the power that we all have in just really shaping our reality and creating our reality. So energy goes where attention flows, and I really beg all of you, I beg all of you, I challenge all of you to create a positive energy force around yourself that will attract goodness into your life and attract a big fish that you want that's going to sustain just a fulfilling life. I encourage you all to do that. So this past weekend, before I go, I want to share with you guys. I met with my next level coaching group that we're 9 months of transformation, and I love it. I mean, it's such a powerful time when we're together. If you didn't get a chance to join this group, there will be another group starting mid-year, and you can join that. But we talked a lot about energy and different things that we can do. We used a lot of exercises to demonstrate how readily available energy is to us, how it can affect us immediately. And so one of the I guess I'll call it experiments that we decided to do, and I want you guys to be part of it too, because the more just people we can get involved in this experiment, I think the more powerful it'll be. But what we did, we planted seeds. We planted seeds in 2 different trays here, and I'm going to show it to you guys. So this is the first tray, and these are just different seeds that we planted, and we're going to wait over the next month, and we have an assignment. So we have a tray called love, and we have a tray called fear. So the assignment for my participants, and I'm giving you guys this assignment too because there's power in numbers. Every time you have an affirming, positive, feel-good thought or experience, I want you to think about this love tray, and I want you to just send positive energy to this love tray. Every time you're feeling like crap, or somebody has cut you off in traffic, or you're just feeling angry, fearful, hatred, whatever it is, I want you to think about this fear tray and the plants in this fear tray, and I want you to send that energy to this fear tray. Our belief is, because energy is real, everything is energy, our belief is that over the past month, this tray is going to produce a lot more sprouts and bigger, healthier sprouts than this fear tray here. So I want you guys to be part of this experiment. See the dog down there, got to pull him up, with me over the next month. And again, when you have those experiences or you start feeling positivity, think about our love tray here. And when you start feeling all that negativity, or you waking up in the morning like, oh, here we go again, think about our fear tray here. And see, fear even fell off. But think about our fear tray here. And we're going to see over the next month. And if you're joining me or following me on social media, I'll share pictures over the next few weeks. Nothing has sprouted yet, but we just did this a few days ago. And I encourage you guys to just be part of this experiment here. And we're going to have a good time with it. We're going to have fun with it. But remember today, energy goes where attention flows. Ask yourself, what are you baiting your line with? What are you casting out there in the world? Because it's going to definitely have an impact on what you reel in. So you guys have a great Tuesday. Have a great day. Get out there and live your life in full bloom. Goodbye, everyone.